Welcome back. We'll continue now with our study in Lecture 4 on pronouns. And we now move to what we're going to call pronoun person, okay? So if we talked about case, that's a big deal. Now ACT is always going to test you on this issue of person. Have you noticed that we spend a lot of time either talking about ourselves, singular, one, or another single person, singular, or a group of people, plural? You notice this, right? To keep these obviously straight, not fuzzy or unclear, we use personal pronouns, all right? Now we got 3 types of personal pronouns. Obviously, you remember this, I'm sure, from your elementary years. First person pronouns, I, we, me, us, mine, our, ours. And they refer to the speaker or to the writer, right? Second person pronouns, right? You, your, yours, refer to the reader or the listener, right? And they can be either singular or plural, remember. And then third person pronouns, she, he, it, one, they, him, her, them, his, her, hers, its, their, theirs, right? And these refer to people and things written or spoken about. And it can be either obviously singular or plural. This group also includes, this is huge, indefinite pronouns, right? All, any, one, each, none, nothing, one, several, many, etc. Okay. Now the key here is, and I would write this down, this is huge, make sure that pronouns agree with their antecedent in number and in person. Okay? Hearing it wrong again can be good practice, like we were doing a few seconds ago, right? Don't confuse, for example, one and you. For example, the more one watches TV, the lazier you get. No. The rules for using one are kind of flexible, right? This is, again, part of the changing of some of the rules of this stuff. Formal, right, an example, one must consider one's ability to drive. Less formal, one must consider his or her ability to drive, right? Let's talk about pronoun antecedent agreement in number and in gender, okay? Pronouns and antecedents have to agree in number, singular or plural, right? More than one is plural. And in gender, male or female. Now, I should point out, this is a major difference between ACT prep and how we normally talk. You must, underline the word must, you must learn the rules to improve your ACT score. It's imperative. Can you, for example, hear or see the error? Listen and watch it. Everybody forgot their homework. Everybody is singular. Forgot their is plural. Homework, T-H-E-I-R. How about this one? Anybody, we're back to body, B-O-D-Y is singular, can go if they have a ticket, plural. Well, already, here again, this is going to sound like something that is quite all right. How about this one? Neither, which by the way is singular, neither coach plans to play their, plural, players. How about this one? If someone, singular, one, if someone is late, they, plural, will be punished. Now let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Why is this a problem? Well, yeah, some pronoun, obviously to say if someone is late, they will be punished is the way we talk, the way we speak. Even grammarians, I have heard, in informal contexts will not often, sometimes keep these rules. And yet, here's the deal. On the ACT, we've got to make sure that we know it. Some pronouns, of course, sound plural when they're actually singular. Neither, everybody, everyone, nobody, no one, somebody, anyone, anybody. These are all singular, guys. Anytime you see the word body, B-O-D-Y, then you obviously know that's singular. Anytime you see the word one, you know that's singular. So anyone is obviously singular, even though it sounds plural, right? And here's the deal. You got to train yourself to see or hear this rule, okay? For example, hear it wrong, and sometimes this is the best way to learn it. Hear it wrong. Instead of everybody forgot their homework, hear it as each student forgot their homework. Yeah, this doesn't quite sound right. And know that both of these are wrong, right? Instead, we can say students forgot their, plural, homework, right? Or everybody as in every student, forgot his or her homework. Now, a comment about this his or her distinction thing, you're going to get some interesting stuff if you Google this online, right? It is considered formal to say his or her, and obviously it's somewhat awkward as well. The best way is usually to try to rewrite, right? All the students forgot their homework, okay? But here's the ACT tip. When you see any of these special pronouns, as what we'll call them, take note, right? There's probably an error coming. Try to see and hear it right away. How about this for a question? What about collective nouns? Collective nouns, nouns that stand for a whole group, like jury or family or class. We talked about some of these in that previous lecture. It really does depend on context, right? For example, you can say the jury, singular, will render its singular pronoun verdict. Or you could say the jury, plural, will return to their, plural pronoun, homes after the verdict. How about this one? The senior class had their, plural, portraits taken. Obviously, class is one of these collective nouns. How about this one? After the funeral, the family thanked everyone who had sent them, plural, sympathy cards. Members of the family, plural. Let's pause for a second and review. Hear it wrong. The teacher said everyone in the class must turn in their homework. Can you hear it? It was wrong. Everyone is singular. There is plural homework. Okay? Hear it right. The library put its collection of rare books on display. No, not their collection. Library is again a collective noun, right? Hear it wrong again. Each of my brothers owns their own car. Each is singular. So the pronoun must be singular, owns his own car. Hear it right. Everyone is entitled to his or her own opinion, not entitled to their own, since everyone is singular. All right? Now, again, this is a big deal for ACT, so we want to make a point of it. No, we're not arguing here. Okay, so don't misunderstand me. We're not arguing here that every time you use everyone or anybody, you have to use his or her or rethink the sentence as you're speaking it, especially. No. You can continue to say everyone does their homework, and you're fine, understanding it's informal grammar. But the minute you talk about ACT prep, we are talking about formal grammar, and you just got to learn the rules, okay? Let's turn to pronoun references. Now, this is a big one on the ACT. The key here is, of course, knowing the antecedent, the thing, again, that comes before, ante, right? There are basically three keys here that we want to concentrate on. Each pronoun can only refer to one antecedent. The teacher, Mr. McGee, an example here. The teacher, Mr. McGee, told Steve it was his job to collect the papers. Whose job? Was it the teacher's job or Steve's job? Right? Be careful with sentences that contain two or more pronouns. Steve became a good friend of Dave's after he helped him repair his car. Whose car needed repair? Watch out for words or phrases that may be mistaken for the antecedent. How about this one? Dave was taken fishing by his father when he was 10. Who was 10? Dave or his dad? Clear meaning depends on pronouns that refer unmistakably to particular nouns or other pronouns. All right? This is huge. Pronouns sometimes, watch this, can refer to not a single word antecedent, but to a phrase or to an entire clause. For example, think about this one. The storm named Katrina washed the bridge out, which made it impossible to get to town. It, here, refers to the clause, the storm named Katrina washed the bridge out. Right? Hear or see the problem, for example. How about this one? Homeless people allege that the mayor is indifferent to their plight, which has been disproved. But notice the question. What has been disproved? That people made an allegation, or that the mayor is indifferent? The best solution, of course, is to rewrite the sentence and make the meaning clear. Let's make some final thoughts on these kinds of pronouns. This is the hardest stuff because we talk this way so much. A person can easily lose their joy. See, that sounds totally right, but remember, person is singular, there is plural joy. It doesn't sound wrong, but ACT loves to throw these problems at you and see if you actually are understanding the rules. So, learn the rules, right? A part of this, I would argue, is the following. When you know that the ACT is going to ask about these particular kinds of words, and then you see these particular kinds of words on the test, that should be just like a red light going off that says, I know there's probably a mistake that's going to be made, and ACT wants me to show that I understand the rule and the application of the rule. Instead of seeing this as a dumb thing, see this as, quite frankly, what it is. The opportunity for you to get points on the ACT and ultimately make money. I mean, that's, in the end, that's what the ACT, improving the score in the ACT is all about. Am I right or am I right? Now we're about to turn to what I'm going to call some silly rules. Okay, I just am. All right, this is going to be some rules that will constitute as maybe a little bit silly, right? Sorry to the grammarians that are going to be watching. But we're going to hit some of these rules, and we're just going to call them what they are. And, you know, the idea behind proper pronoun rules is that we have proper understanding. And the reality is that sometimes pronoun rules create more confusion than not. All right? For example, does it really matter whether you say to who or to whom are you giving the books? I mean, dude, either way, meaning is clear, right? There's no confusion about what actually is being said. But this is huge. Again, ACT doesn't care what you think about the rules, and especially the silly rules of pronoun use and grammar. Okay, they don't care. They want you to prove you are properly prepared for the test. So, let's prepare. All right? To me, this makes all the sense in the world. To say, okay, I got it. We've got a situation where we have to at least know the rules so we can play the game and demonstrate on the test that, yes, I do understand these rules. Even though, as we go through them, they're going to seem kind of silly. When we come back, we'll finish up. Thank you.